Tarot lovers, it's Ethany and I'm back for part 2 on tarot and love and the tarot. Be still, my heart. So this is part 2 of 3 in my series, and if you've missed part 1 where I discuss the idea of soulmates, the one and twin flames, tarot cards for romantic love and combinations of cards for love, you can find the link below and over on the blog post at ethany.com. So in this loved up installment, I'm going to be talking about getting out of your own way and aligning yourself for the right relationship, and what are the best questions to ask the tarot about love. And as with everything I share, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And with that, let's jump into it. So my question to you and to people who love love and are seeking love and want love is, do you even know what you want in love? So really, do you even know what you want in love and in a relationship? So I'm not talking about expectations your families have of you. I'm not talking about accepting some bullshit excuse of a relationship because you are afraid to be alone or have love FOMO. I mean, do you know at the core of who you are what you want in love and what you want out of a relationship? And when it comes to love, I believe, and I also understand that this is the witch in me talking, that we are going to manifest what we believe we are worth and what we want. Now, I also want to say that I know that there are just some shitty things that happen, and I will never, ever say to someone who has experienced an abusive relationship, gaslighting, or any form of assault that they have manifested that. Ever. People who abuse, people who are those shitty human beings, will go out of their way to find people that they can manipulate and create horrible environments out of, just like a predator goes after its prey. People and relationships are complex. Psychology is complex, and I will never paint something that is individual and complex with a simple broad stroke. So I am never going to be the spiritual person, the reader that says, oh, well, you just manifested that shitty relationship and it's all on you. I don't believe that at all. And so there are lots of factors that come into it. But what I do say is, and what I do mean about manifesting what we want and what we actively manifest things, is when we take a moment to come out of maybe the situations that we've been in, or we're really actively participating in creating our life with spell work, prayers, however you want to do your magical thing, and allowing yourself the time and space to clearly know what you want. So this is the aspect of knowing thyself, knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, your desires. And it's so unbelievably important, because when we know ourselves, we can accept ourselves. And when we can accept ourselves, we can love ourselves. And when we can love ourselves, we can find someone who is going to do all those things with us. So a wise person once told me that there is more than one kind of partner that you will likely have in your life. So I am paraphrasing here, but there is often the first love. There could be the unrequited love, and I could write all day and talk all day about that bullshit. There is the love that you marry, there is the love that you have kids with, and then there's the love that you grow old with. If you choose to do those things, I'm not saying that you need to have kids and get married, but if you do participate in any one of those things, they may not be the same person. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they are not. And even knowing what kind of love you want will help eliminate the things you don't want, and that is just as important. So if you are looking for love, the next time you begin the journey, ask yourself these questions and see if they really help. You know, I love journaling, so writing it out can be really great, or taking them into contemplation, ask the cards, meditate, reflect on it, those sorts of things. So the first one is, what type of relationship do you want? What are some of the things you would like to share as passions and interests with this person? What are you looking for in a relationship? So the type of relationship is different for what you're looking for inside the relationship. So the type of relationship is, I want to be married. You know, some people don't want to be married. I want the type of relationship, I want marriage and children. So get really clear on the type, and then what are some things you're looking for in a relationship? I am looking for fun. I am looking for humor. I am looking for lightness. I am looking for, and I mean lightness is in like a someone who is silly. I'm a silly person, so I'm like quite a dag, so that kind of thing. Do you want someone who, you know, you love drying the dishes, they love washing the dishes? You know, what are you looking for in a relationship? Do you want someone who challenges you, or do you want someone who gives you sanctuary? Do you want someone who is going to have your back, or do you want someone who's going to call you on your bullshit? Get really clear about what you're looking for in a relationship. And then finally, how does this relationship feel? So feeling is super important when it comes to manifesting the life and the relationship that we want. So how does this relationship feel? How do you feel in this relationship? So there's some questions that you can use to get to know what you really want, and that is a brilliant place to start. And now, where you know what you want, it's a little bit about getting out of your own way. So when people come into your life and it starts to feel like the opposite of all the things that you just spent all this time diving deeply into yourself and writing about, or when the tarot tells you over and over again to walk away, you can't ignore that Eight of Cups forever, everyone. I hate to break it to you. You just can't. Love yourself enough to do it. Get out of your own way. There are, of course, times when you may find you're being a little picky, or straight up have way too high an expectation for a new romance. I'm going to talk about expectations and how they can kill a relationship before it even begins in the next part of the series. But for now, just being aware of your worth and not accepting the things that are not what you really want out of fear is a really good place to start. So now that I've done a bunch of love preaching on you, I'm going to give you some questions that you can use with the tarot to get more information out of your readings. So if you want to find your Knight, King, Queen, or all three in shining armor, but have no idea how to ask the tarot for some help hunting that sucker down, I am here to help with these questions. When it comes to questions and the tarot, at times I do reword them for my clients. So if a client comes to me and asks a question and I feel it's too limited or closed, or they're not going to really get a lot of information out of that question, I will help rework it for my clients. I will never not answer a question for them though, because that is what I believe in being paid for. But if the question is closed, I do look at fleshing it out and I work a custom spread around it so they get as much information as possible for their money and also their time and for their own journey. So of course, these are just suggestions. You can change the wording of them if you like, or create your own. I do hope you have found you'll find these helpful. So the first one, the closed question is, will I find my soulmate? I get that a lot. So a nice open question or a new question is, what can I do to bring my soulmate into my life? Lots more options there, lots more places that they can act and take action and empower themselves with that question. Closed question. Am I doomed in love? And I've had lots of queries that are very similar to that. And that's a bit of a defeatist place. I feel like that can get into, I feel like predatory readers are just like, yes, I want you to say that so I can sell you that shitty $200 candle and tell you you're cursed. No. You're not doomed in love, my friend. But the open question is, where are my love blocks and how can I move forward? Or how can I empower myself more around love? Next closed question is my current love my soulmate? Open question, how can I get the most out of my current relationship? Or where is this relationship going? Where in the future is this relationship going? Closed question, will I ever get married? Open question, what does the future hold for my romantic love life? Closed question, will my ex come back to me? An open question, is there any unfinished business between X and Y, so myself and my ex, and what needs to be released in that relationship for me to move forward? And as I mentioned before, I always answer the questions for my clients. So if they ask, will my ex come back to me? I will look at that for them. But these additional questions help build a more empowered reading and a more full narrative for people. Now, I'd love to hear from you, as always, fellow Dear Tarot readers and love aficionados. What are some of the most common questions you get about love? Do you feel as a professional community we talk enough about the complexity of relationships? Tarot people looking for love, what do you ask the cards about your love life? If you're willing to share, of course. Please let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for part 3.